Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to some more Endless Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be trying to build a machine that can move through a forest like the one you see behind me here and completely clear a path. Now that might sound terrible, but thankfully this is just a video game. So what I've done for this forest is I created a custom small tile and I just put a whole bunch of trees, and if we walk into the forest here you can see how dense it is. It's completely dark. There is no sunlight that makes it through whatsoever, and that is of course because I wanted to see a whole bunch of trees coming down. And so there's probably like a dozen or more of these small tiles, and I also have one of those small tiles out here on the side, and that's just to kind of get a bit of an idea of how big we might build this thing. So from this side here we get a good view of the width of one of these small tiles. So I'm thinking what I might do is do maybe like the half of the width of one of these small tiles. So I'm gonna put my lift down, and I got my space blocks here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and just kind of measure out maybe not totally half, but roughly half of this small tile, and then we'll get an idea of just how many saw blades we're gonna need. So this is looking like a pretty good width right here for this machine. Now, I think what I'm going to do is, because I want the tree stumps to be left behind, I'm going to put the saw blades on the bottom side of this so we can kind of get a clearance space here ready to go. So I've gone ahead and added a whole bunch of saw blades to this bar here, and this thing is starting to look pretty menacing. So one thing to note though is the tree stumps are 2 blocks off of the ground, and so one thing I have to think about is the fact that when I hit this tree, is it going to fall forward or is it going to fall backwards? Now, I don't think I can really figure out what I'm going to do for that just yet, so what I'm gonna do now is create a frame and a drive mechanism so we can at least get this thing in a position where it will start moving. Alright, so now I've got a frame built around this with some wheels all around it as well, and I'm using like a bogey system here, and you can see this is just because I think I'm gonna have to probably drive over some of these stumps as we're going through the forest, so it's going to be a little bit better if we don't have too much vertical movement while we're going through here and just trying to get a more consistent cut. So I'm really eager to get some testing done, and this small tile off to the side here is going to be perfect for that. So I'm going to set up a driver's seat with some motors, and we're just gonna get in there and we're gonna try and clear cut some of this forest. So this is going to be test number 1. I don't have any steering or anything, but I do have the ability to drive forward, and I can turn all of those saw blades on. So we're just gonna see what happens when we start driving this thing straight into this forest. So let's get the saw blades going, and we are going to just take our time here, and we're just gonna slowly chop these down as we just drive straight. Oh wow, okay. So they're all falling. They all seem to be falling towards me, which is really good, especially if I kind of just keep in like a consistently straight driving pattern here. Oh my, okay. So I have made a huge mess, but we have chopped down, look at this. We chopped down these trees so effortlessly. Now, as you can see, as we move forward, they kind of just fall into the opening, and we didn't get any of them really refined down, but I mean, our movement was going really smooth. Now, okay, I'm gonna try and drive forward a little bit more. All right, here we go. Let's drive forward. Just keep on holding it. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, no, we're chopping another tree down. Oh, wow, okay, we're still going forward. I guess we just had to kind of like force our way through. Oh man, this is crazy. So one thing I noticed is I can use the suspension here to change the height of those blades. Now, obviously, I can't control the suspension while I'm driving the vehicle, but I'm thinking I might be able to do like a weight shifting mechanism that moves weight to the front to move the blades down again, and when I want to keep on cutting new trees down, I move the weight to the back and it picks the front up again. All right, so what I've got here is some pistons with a whole bunch of concrete level 3 right here. Now, I guess the idea is that I'm going to move the weight towards the front, and hopefully it will compress that suspension. So I'm gonna go around here. We're gonna get these extended, and I'm hoping 2 pistons will be enough to get all the way there. Okay, it looks like it's starting to work. There we go, the weight is shifting. Oh yeah, look at this. So now you can see that these blades are skimming along the ground. Now, if I hop back in, it's going to retract, and let's see if that's going to bring the blades back up. Yeah, look at that. It brings the blades right back up again. So now that we're going to be doing it this way, we need to make sure that the trees don't fall on top of us anymore. So what I'm going to do with that is we're going to use a lighter block because I'm going to try and really balance this suspension here. We're gonna use something nice and light. And what I'm gonna do is just create a bar that goes across the front here. And hopefully what it's gonna do is force the trees to fall forward. All right, so this is where we're at now. We've got the ability to drive forward and backwards. We also have the saw blades, and I have the adjustable weight so we can change our blade height as well. And now we have the stopper here to push the trees forward. So I think we should do another test run before we move on to any of the next components. Here we go. We're gonna move our way up to the forest line here. We're gonna turn on the saw blades. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and kind of touch it like one tree at a time, because like I said, my goal is to leave those tree stumps behind so we can get the really cool visual of the like tree cutting. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, stop the test. This one looks like it fell over super easily. So I think for that, I'm just going to raise the bar a little bit, you know, literally here. We're gonna bring it up, and we're gonna see if this is going to be enough to just push that tree over. If not, I think we're just gonna have to build higher. Now this is actually going to be a very good test for our suspension adjustment setup here, because we have a tree on the ground. So we're just gonna lower the blades down, and let's see if we can't just move along the ground here and chop up that tree. We're gonna try and take a look here. Nice and easy, just press up against it. Okay, so there we go, we just broke it into pieces. And I think if we just keep driving forward, yeah, look at this. They are just getting disintegrated. Okay, hold on. Now they're getting protected. Now, I think I might have a solution for this, because as you can see, I was able to refine these down, but then eventually what happened was these were actually protecting the rest of the wood. Now, like I said, I have a bit of an idea for that. So right now I have one switch that's controlling all of this weight distribution here, but I think if I add another switch, I should be able to wire up one of those sets of pistons so that we don't activate them both, and I might be able to get an even finer adjustment. So this is what it's going to look like with just one of the switches pressed. You can see it lowers it down just to about the height of these logs here, and then that's when if I press 3, it goes all the way down to the ground again. So I'm wondering if maybe this like halfway distance should go over the first set of wood and right to this unrefined one. So let's just see what happens here. We're gonna go up, and does it go over the first set? Yeah, okay, so it's going over the first set of logs. And is it gonna do anything for these ones? Oh, this is working. Look at that, it worked. So let's keep this test going then. So that's working really well. Now we just need to see if we're gonna be able to push these trees over. Now, okay, hold on. I just noticed that I was scraping that stump there. Okay, no, wait. No, we did not scrape the stump. Okay, good. Let's just keep going then. So it would seem like having this set up here is just not going to work. We're going to be running into tree branches, so we're going to get rid of this taller section here. And I guess we're going to have to try something different. And now I just realized that as these trees fall, if they do fall on the inside, look at this. They're landing onto the vehicle, and they're actually crushing the suspension, which is causing the weight to shift here. And look at this, it's getting rid of those tree stumps. Now that is not good. I don't want to get rid of the stumps. So I've got another idea for a switch mechanism. So I'm going to just extend this up maybe, well, relatively high here, because I want to make sure that we get those trees pushed over in the right direction. So I'm going to build some columns on the sides here. So for this, we're going to be using a button. I don't want to have to toggle the switch on and off every single time. I just want to press it and use it more of like a punch. And that way, hopefully, it's going to just give enough force to push it over. So now we've got our pusher up on the top there that extends forward. Hopefully, though, we will be able to get close enough to these trees here. So let's go for another test run in a fresh section of forest. So here we go. We're going to move forward now. Hitting the trees. Now, okay, so it's just getting chopped. Can I? Whoops, that's the wrong button. Okay, so that one fell forward, and we can. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we were able to press up against that tree there. So let's see here. Okay, no branches getting in the way. Keep pushing forward. Okay, this is starting to work now. And look at this. Oh, wow, we are starting to drive over this stump, and it seems to be not that big of a deal. Oh, man. Okay, whoops. Okay, you don't need to press it when there's no chopped tree, but look at this. Okay, push it forward. Yes. Oh, this is starting to work really well now. Now, at this point, it might be pretty difficult to try and save these tree stumps. Now, I can drive over them, it seems like no problem here like this, but I'm not catching all of the caught trees. So what if I just press like 3 once? And now let's just do a test here. Is that going to hit? Okay, so no, it's not hitting that tree stump there. But I guess it's not really hitting anything at all. Okay, so with a bit of suspension adjustments, it seems to be working pretty good. Now, I know I wanted to save these tree stumps, but I just want to try and like just drive straight through here. And I guess what's going to happen is this is just going to completely clear just everything in its path. Now, okay, hold on. I see there's one of those trees there that's just not getting touched at all. So what I think I could do maybe is just come over here and I can very gently add weight to the front of this section here. And what's going to happen, I guess, is it should just, yeah, there we go. It's going to slowly drop that suspension down even more. And I still need to put things like resource collectors and stuff like that. So I don't think this is going to be really much of the final iteration. But here we go. Let's just try and do like a full-on drive-through test here. And we're going to see what happens. Okay, look at this. Just going right through the stumps. All of the extra pieces. Oh yeah, man. This is proving to be extremely efficient right now. So now we have a huge mess of these resources. So the next step in this creation here is going to be adding those resource collectors, and then I suppose getting them attached to refine bots as well, so we can empty them on the go. So I just got an idea for these resource collectors. Now, one thing I could do is attach them like right here at the front on those blades, but what if I added them to this weight adjustment section here, and then that way I can like push them up towards the blades as I'm cutting through them, and then I can bring them back again, so that way the weight doesn't get too messed up. So I'm gonna get rid of this extra section of weight here because we know these collectors are going to be adding a whole bunch of weight as well. Now, I'm not too sure exactly how I want to connect these. I'm thinking maybe what I'll do is widen this entire section here and then kind of build off of that. So from here, what I'm going to do is just attach these collectors here. Now, what I'm thinking is just nice and flush to all of the other components, just like this. Now, this is looking pretty good. Now, I don't think it's going to matter too much with the weight adjustments, because if I don't really care too much about the stumps, then really it doesn't matter if those blades are pressing the ground. And oh wow, we are really lifting up off the ground here. All right, so as you can see, I have added some wheels in the back here. Now, this does not add a substantial amount of steering, but as you can see, I am able to change the direction a little bit, and I think that should be enough, because the intention of this design is more about just being able to drive straight through a forest and just clear it out completely. So as you can see though, we also have all of our resource collectors that move all the way up to the front here, just like so, and then we can bring them back again. Now this, I think, is going to be really awesome as well, because that means I can put all of the refine bots right here on this new little frame section that I've built. There we go. We're just gonna put a few more. I think that is the last one. Okay, no, wait, no, we need a couple more here. I don't know if they're gonna all fit, but there we go. Okay, so that seems to be an appropriate amount of refine bots. Now let's just check to make sure our weight is also still being shifted. Okay, a little bit. Now I think we can probably add some more of our concrete 3 here to this to help get it heavier. Okay, looks like I've got it balanced pretty well now, so when I bring this out to the front, the saw blades go down. They're almost touching the ground, but not. And then when I retract them, it brings them back up again. And so not only is it going to help with chopping everything up and getting it all to the point where those collectors can pick them up, but it's also going to bring it back, fix the weight, and activate those refine bots as well. So at this point, what I'm going to do is just create like a pipe system here, and I think we should be good for another test. Now, I realized instead of doing pipes, what I think I'm going to do is just a set of chests. You know, I might as well just skip any extra weight here. We're just going to go straight to the chest, but that looks still really, really cool. So there's room for all those, so I guess we're going to set up here and we're going to run another test. So it seems like my goal of keeping the stumps might not be realistic, but I guess we're just going to see what happens here. So let's just drive up to the tree, chop it down. We're going to push it forward using that bar. There we go. Okay, we're just going to keep on going. There's one more tree. Chop it down, push it forward. Perfect. Okay, so now what's going on here? We got a tree that's leaning up against another tree. Is that going to be a problem? Now, I didn't really anticipate the trees falling over onto the other trees. I mean, I guess it makes sense, and it is causing a little bit of an issue because I can't just kind of push through here and get to the next one until this one has fallen over. So I'm realizing it might be of really huge benefit to us if we extend the saw blades as well, because I'm pretty sure even with my pusher here, being kind of like retracted a little bit, I'm still not able to get to all of the trees because of some of those branches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this so that all of these saw blades are mounted to a piston set that we can push beyond the stopper. So I think I'm going to set these pistons to 3. I hope that should be enough of an extension. Now, I don't want them going too far because I don't want to just push myself off of those trees, but let's just take a look here. So when I press it, it activates it, pushes the saw blades out. Hopefully that's enough. So here we go. We're going to extend our weight, bring it to the front along with those resource collectors, turn the saw blade on, and now we have control of our push rod on the top, and we also have the saw blade extender on the front. So I guess, you know what, we might as well just extend these saw blades right away and see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, look at that. So now I can kind of just focus on pressing 4 and ensuring that these things get fallen forward. Now, there is something else I just noticed here. So this fell and it is now landing on top of those saw blades, which is going to be an issue. So I think what I'm going to do is add like maybe just like some type of guard here that's going to stop that from happening. Okay, there we go. I've got like a cage system all the way in the front now. I'm just going to check to make sure this works properly. Okay, there we go. We can still push forward. So my idea behind this vehicle was that I could like pretty much just hold down W and no matter what, just be able to keep on progressing through a forest here and just like chop the trees down, no problem. Now, I'm not too sure if I'm completely capable of just holding down W because there are some issues from time to time with some of these trees here. And as you can see already, I'm starting to go over top of some of them. So here we go. Let's just press on W here. We're going to drive in a straight line and we're just going to kind of keep on chopping trees down. Okay, so we have the pusher and maybe sometimes it might help to just kind of jam right through here. Oh, there we go. There's another one. Push it forward as well. Oh yeah, look at that. So this is a really nice view here of the saw blades doing their work. Okay, hold on, there we go. You can see the saw blades, they're pushing everything up along the ground, and I feel like this is in a pretty good place right now for just being able to kind of like hold down W, cruise through a forest, and just chop it down all the way through. All right, so we're gonna run a final test. We've got the double down saw blades here. Hopefully that's gonna help cut everything. And I've also raised up this bar right here. I think this bar was still getting stuck on some of the tree branches, so I'm hoping that maybe it's going to be tall enough and it's just gonna go over any of those tree branches that are in the way. So here we go, we're gonna turn on the saw blades. We're gonna get our collectors up to the saw blades as well. And here we go. All right, so everything is working good. Let's drive into this forest here. And we are already starting to chop some trees down. And I'm just gonna try and hold down W here. We're gonna see how far we can get. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a tree that has already fallen inside. Well, that's definitely not good, but here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. We're chopping trees now, and here is just a close-up view of all of these saw blades in action. Oh, wow, this is really awesome. Now, you can see those resource collectors, they are getting filled up so fast as well. It's so impressive. Oh my god, okay, there goes another tree. We're gonna push it over. There it goes. Nice. So now if we just stop here for a moment, look at this. I've been doing this for just a couple minutes, really, and I mean, look, you can imagine how many trees we've chopped down already. Now, obviously, this is starting to get a little laggy, but that's because I wasn't really caring about clearing any of these trees and all of the debris. So, guys, that is going to be the video for today. I sure hope you did enjoy this clear-cutting machine. If you guys did enjoy it, then be sure to leave a like on the video. If you guys are enjoying the Endless Scrap Mechanic and you want to help the channel out, then consider dropping a super thanks. It's a one-time donation that will highlight your comment down below. It's certainly going to help out the channel and the Endless Scrap Mechanic. And then, of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get the latest and the craziest coming from me in Scrap Mechanics. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next one. So, bye for now.